Greg Broderick, he sits in front on 64 points. He goes now with Noel Colley's cruising mare Rincarina. Number 20, Greg Broderick, Rincarina. 42.60 the time to beat. Eddie Maloney out there in front. Our first combination to go. Oh, there we go. That's our leader. 42.40 for Greg Broderick and Rincarina. They go into the lead, clear all the way. Our congratulations to Greg and the Colley family. This one bred, of course, by Noel himself, by cruising, out of a mare by Diamond Lad. Has been a great servant to all the connections, was a national champion. Colley's, Rincarina. If Greg wants to lead us off on a lap of honour. Well done to Greg. Congratulations to Greg and to the Colley family. It's a great result for all involved. Eddie Maloney, he set the standard in the jump off. He was first to go.
I'm now joined by Greg Broderick, who's just won the Grand Prix on Rincarina. Greg, really well done.
Thanks very much. I'm delighted, and the mare was super today, and she's really come into a good vein of form. She's, I think that's definitely her third double clear in a row in the Grand Prix. So she's only an 8-year-old, and today was the first day I really put the gun to her head. Like in Balmoral, I just had a nice round. She was fourth there, and I didn't press too many buttons against the clock. And likewise in Boswell, I the same thing. I just had a nice round against the clock, and she was fourth. But today I really put the gun to her head, and she answered every question. So I'm thrilled with her.
She definitely doesn't mind going against the clock, and she turns extremely well.
Yeah, she's so careful, and she actually does. She thrives on going against the clock and a more forward rhythm. But like you say, she's only 8 and new to Grand Prix, so I mean you have to tread carefully. She's very careful, and like I say, you know, there's always a chance of giving him a fright when you're going that fast. But like I say, she was very professional about it today, and I'm extremely happy with her.
Only 4 clear and into the jump off, Greg. I suppose it's a sign that maybe it was a challenging track for horses and riders built by Alan Wade.
Yeah, like I said, at the course walk, anytime Alan Wade builds a course, you're never going to see too many clears. And he's top class course builder, and he's a great field for his job. And like I say, it's always challenging for any course you jump from Alan Wade. It does the horses and you're riding very well.
Another 10 points gained today, Greg, so you're well ahead of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's the horses are in good form. Mrs. Quinn has been great all season. She had some very good wins. She was very unlucky to have a fence down today, but I mean, in the end of the day, they're only horses, and it's so easy to touch a pole off. But thankfully, Rincarina's stepped up to the mark, and like I say, she's as competitive as any horse in that division now, so I'm really happy.
So what are your plans now for the season ahead? You're going to stay concentrating on the National Grand Prix League, I suppose. Yeah,
it was the plan from the outset to try and win the National League, so thankfully it's going according to the plan so far. There's 3 Grand Prix left in the National League. I think I have about a 20-point lead. So if I can just keep consistent for the next 3, hopefully we can get there. I'll head to Tattersalls next week for the Irish Horse Board Finals. I ride BP Blondie and Golden Exchange and Captain Elite Cruise in the 7-year-old finals there. And they've all been very consistent. And BP Blondie had a very good win here today. So he has a chance of being the leading 7-year-old in the Irish Horse Board League. With a good performance next week, I think there's maybe a point or 2 between himself and Harry Marshall's horse, Derry Inver Luxury Cruise, so it should be exciting next week. and then we head to Dublin. We have a total of 12 horses from the yard heading with. I have 8 horses. My cousin Dara, who rides with me, has a lovely 4-year-old going, and Ethan Ahern, that rides with me, has a nice 5-year-old, and my other cousin Oliver has a horse and young riders. So we'll be very, very busy there. So we have a busy time coming up.
Well, best of luck, Greg, up there, and thanks for coming to join us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And now joined by Tony Murphy, the kind sponsors of this National Grand Prix class. Tony, a really enjoyable class.
Absolutely great day. Delighted to be here. The weather was fantastic, and the class turned out to be a great event on the day.
How did Expert Electrical become involved in a class such as this?
Well, Expert Electrical are a completely Irish-owned company. There's 63 stores around the country, and a lot of our stores are franchised, with each of our stores having varied interests. And as it happens, we have a lot of our stores are equine lovers, so I thought it'd be a great tie-up between the two companies.
Absolutely. And you said you 63 stores nationwide, plus an online store that's going from strength to strength.
That's right. Last year we launched an online store to support our store network, and that's going really well. It's early days, but it's going really well so far.
You've a huge customer base in Ireland at the moment.
That's right. Expert have been around for many years, and we've stores in almost every county, and we try and do a lot to support our local communities, and hence the involvement here.
Very good. And what did you think of the class today?
Class was excellent. It was really fantastic, and the jump off was super, nail biting right down to the last.
The jump off turned out to be really good between the two league leaders, Eddie Maloney and Greg Broderick.
Yes, it really was almost a textbook thriller, but it turned out fantastic.
Very good. And you've the show jumping bug got yourself, from what I hear.
That's right. For the last number of months, maybe November of last year, I started. I've always had a keen interest, but I actually decided to get on board, and definitely bitten by the bug.
Well, you never know, we might see you jumping here in a couple of years.
A few years, perhaps.
Well, thanks very much, Tony.
No, thank you.